Hi, do you want to buy a semi-automatic rifle at low cost that's better than just about anything else on the market? Just go buy a used Winchester Model 100. I've got them on the table. We're going to look at them, and I can tell you I've never had a problem with the Winchester Model 100. Some of you will have seen my videos on the Remington 742 and the Remington Model 8 and so on, and I had a lot of negative commentary about my review on the Remington 742 because I had a lot of 742s and they were all fine to me. But apparently a lot of you have had troubles with the 742, but maybe we can agree on the Model 100 Winchester, and this is it. This is the carbine version. You can probably go on Guns America or to your local gun store. Some people are writing me, they go to pawn shops, and you can pick up these rifles for between $200 and $500. This is in 243, and in the Model 100, you can't go wrong with a 243 or a 308. I prefer the 243 in the carbine and the 308 in the rifle. And you may have noticed the first thing is this is a one-piece stock. Most semi-autos are two-piece stocks. If you go to buy a Benelli for like $1,000 or a Browning bar also for $700 or $1,000, Remington 742, well, it depends, I guess, on condition. But these Model 100s are completely undervalued. It's a one-piece stock. The gas system, I'll set this down. I hope you've had a good look at it. Try to remember what it looks like. It has the barrel band like the M1 carbine, and that was obviously done deliberately. This is a fast handling rifle. They don't, well, mine never jammed. There's no chatter issue, and I quickly went on the web before making this video to see if there's something that everyone else knows that I don't know, which quite often happens, and nobody says anything bad about the Model 100, which makes me think it was an excellent gun and therefore had to be discontinued like most excellent rifles. So that's the carbine 243, one of my favorites. Actually, I can go out on a limb. You know that the Model 8 is my favorite if you watch my Model 8 video, or the 81. But of the modern autoloaders, the gas ones, well, this is it. In 243, with this ammo, and I'm going out on a limb again, Winchester, what is this? 58 grain? I bought this at Cabela's. It doesn't matter where you buy it, and I'm sure there's other ammo. But I thought it won't work because of the light loading, even though it's gas operated, but still I thought maybe it won't work. But the 58 grain ammo in this gun, that's a semi-auto, bear in mind, is 3/4 of an inch, and it doesn't matter who's shooting. So that's a little bit of guidance there. Now here's the other story. So here's the rifle version. You can see it's got a longer barrel, and you have the advantage of being able to rewind and fast forward. I have to do this in real time. This is the rifle version. It's a 308 of the Model 100. You can see how excellent the gas system is, and I mean, how can you tell that by looking at it? Well, you can tell because it's simple. It's very simple. It has the spring, it has dual action bars, the gas is bled off here, so as you know, there's a small hole here. The bullet travels down the barrel, the gas goes forward first, and then after comes even more. So that pushes this back, that works the action. This is the principle of the M14. Well, all gas operated guns are the same, but the parts look different. And the Benelli bleeds off gas closer to the chamber, and they have all kinds of promotional material about that. The M14 and the Garand probably were the origin of the best system, and the M14 was probably the very best system, although a lot of people will argue with me, and that's good. Anyhow, the Model 100 is based on, from what I can see, it's based on what Winchester learned from the M14, and I just never had any jams. Now, again, a lot of people write me and have terrible experiences, and I feel for you. I know what it means, but just keep the chamber clean, keep these parts lubricated, not overly lubricated, and they're as reliable as bolt actions. They're great. Anyhow, this is the Model 100. This is the stock. The reason I could show you this is, have a look at this. So this is one of those stories. My friend, again, with another one, sitting in a tree stand, and we're all too tired. We're running around too much. We have too much to do and don't set aside proper time for hunting. And he was exhausted, went up in a tree stand, didn't have a tether, fell out of the tree stand. Fortunately, didn't break his back or anything else, but broke the stock. So this is fractured right through here and right through here. Like, this is a clear break. Now, the reason it's in one piece, well, it looks like one piece. This is just me with cyanoacrylate, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I probably will have to get a replacement stock, which is no big deal. So I did this gluing. I have a lot of confidence in cyanoacrylate. I buy this commercial stuff that's quite strong, takes a little longer to dry, and pop this into that broken stock, and it works fine. I just did that to see, you know, what else might be broken, although I couldn't see anything. You can see he had a receiver sight on here. I'll probably take that off. I could have looked at the serial number, but I didn't before filming, because I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. This is obviously an earlier Model 100, and if you want to make money on used guns, and it sounds like a lot of you are, partly because of the channel, which I'm happy about, going out and finding used guns and guns that were undervalued. So if you see this kind of checkering pattern that's cut checkering, then you know it's probably a pre-64 rifle, and potentially of more value. Of course, this one is going to be what I call value challenged. And then in the foreground, just so that you get an idea of what's what, this is the Model 88, and you can see that the Model 88 is essentially the same stock. Now, it's not really the same stock. They don't interchange, but they look similar. And the impress checkering, if you see this type of checkering on a Model 100, you'll know that it's a post-64. And of course, the lever tells you it's a Model 88. But I thought I'd show you this one. I mean, look at this. I think it's flat new. I don't think anybody ever took it anywhere. It was sitting in a closet. I looked at the bull face. No brass, no nothing, not a mark on the steel, not a mark on the wood. And there are lots of these guns out there. They just get purchased and they get put away. And the amazing thing is that, you know, people are running around buying stocks and bonds and real estate and all this other stuff. These guns, well, I was looking at an old Sears catalog, and they had Winchester, like a really old one. They had Winchesters in there for like $12. In a lot of ways, guns are just a fantastic investment. Anyhow, that's the Model 100 in the rifle configuration or the carbine. I personally like the carbine. They're more scarce, and if you decide to sell them, they're easier to sell just because they're less common. The magazine is not some kind of a plastic monkey business. This is all the way it should be made, and everything is the way it should be. I can't really think of what else to tell you about it. The release is solid. The bolt is, everything is good on the Model 100. It's got the typical push button safety here. It's even drilled for a receiver sight here. And some of you notice the details on things from these videos, so that you even notice the scope mounts. That's how this one works. This is spring steel here in the scope mount, and then it locks down. It's just Weaver. I think they're still available, and in this case there's an excellent Pentax scope. What is it, 1.5 to 5. All I noticed is with this scope, it's a very bright scope. I'm not even sure if Pentax still offers scopes, but I have a hunch they do. Anyway, it's a great rifle, Model 100 Winchester. Quite a few people wrote me to talk about them, because it sounds like a lot of you still use them, and not surprisingly so. What an excellent semi-automatic rifle. And I guess they stopped making them because they were too expensive to make, or you know, who knows what it was that governed their reasoning. But surely on the used market, if you see one of these, just as long as it's in decent shape, excellent gas system, excellent rifle. You'll hear rumors about accuracy. I don't know where they came from. The one-piece stock, all the other features, I never had an issue. These will shoot as good or better than any of the new rifles, and you have something that, to me, will probably go up in value over time. That's about it. We'll move on from the Model 100, and I hope you had a good look at that Model 88. Some of you write me about that, even though I've done other videos. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks for watching.